good evening, whoever might be joining. Here to toss the links out there to my Facebook page and such like that. Yeah, so for those that saw this last time, there was a lot of technical modern streaming software. Um, once I archive this on excuse me, once I archive this on YouTube, I'll probably post some hints and links to the resources I use to get the game running, and then some step-by-step stuff as to how I actually got the game working. So yeah, basically I need to crank the resolution down as low as it will possibly. Horribly ugly. Looks like it's actually working this time. So I will go ahead and let the intro run. Pour myself a Blade Runner drink. Which, for those curious, would be Johnny Walker Black Label. You'll see Deckard drink a lot of stuff in the movie, but the only thing that you can actually recognize by name and label is Johnny Walker Black. So I've always closely associated it with Blade Runner. So for those that are not aware, this game came out in fall of '97, about 15 years after the original movie came out, and it's set in the same time frame, which is why I really want to try to get this stream done in November. And I made it by the last couple days.
I'm leaving now.
Lucy, my sweet.
I cleaned out the tiger cage and sorted all the meal bins. So, if it's all right, it's my turn to fix dinner.
Haven't you forgotten something, little one? Just one little thing.
Mr. Runser, please.
It's been a very long today?
I don't want to.
Now, Lucy, I thought we'd settled this last week. Don't let's forget who pays your salary. We're closed. Come back tomorrow. Wait! I haven't finished with you. I told you we're closed.
We're not here to buy, little man. We've come to sell.
You can't possibly have anything to interest me. These are extremely rare animals of the highest quality.
What a coincidence. So am I. That is the price for humility.
Oh, please, don't.
And what else might we interest you in today, sir? Perhaps some virtue?
Not my animals, please. I'm begging you.
But what of honor, little man? At what price? Honor.
Oh my God, no! That tiger is the rarest specimen ever seen.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright. The forest of the night.
BR 61661, report to precinct headquarters, code 3. Repeat, code 3.
I was just finishing up my 12 out on patrol when I got the call. Welcome relief considering that the most action I'd seen all night was a schizoid grandmother doing the shimmy in her underwear in the second sector.
BR 61661, report to division headquarters, code 3. Repeat, code 3.
Last time I had a 3 was when some hooker vomited Thunderbird on Bryant's desk, and yours truly led the cleanup crew. Year and a half on the job, it was still the dirtiest work I'd seen. Where's Captain Bryant?
Took a sick day. Got himself a heinous case of ptomaine poisoning. He asked me personally to run the unit in his absence.
Gouza was one of the old-time guys who took their knocks in the streets. He had a friendly way about him, but you didn't want to turn your back on him if you were less than a friend.
Hope you've been enjoying your leisure time, kid, because it's time to take that thumb out of your ass.
Hallelujah.
Don't get too excited. The other Blade Runners are all jammed up. Holden's sucking dinner through a straw. Gaff's working the Tyrell break-in, and Steele's working special undercover. Looks like you got this one by default.
You really know how to make a girl feel wanted.
Animal murder done at Runciter Zoological. Probably just be a schizoid glitz, but we got the call. Old man Runciter lost something like 1 billion chinions worth.
10 to 1, this ain't a job for Rep Detect.
You got something better to do? Perfect your French cooking, maybe?
Slumming tonight, Slim?
I thought you were on special assignment.
Wasn't too damn special after I had the suckers out.
What happened?
Couple of fours were masquerading as fibroplast insulators down at Kaiser. I dressed up like a nurse, they never had a chance.
I'll bet. You put him on the machine?
Hell no! There's a beautiful little thing in here called the Magic, and it ain't ever been wrong. You develop it, you got a brilliant career ahead of you.
I'm working on it.
What's Gouza got you doing tonight?
AM at Runciter's.
Animal murder. Oh, those skin jobs got no respect for anything that truly lives and breathes. And that goddamn Eldon Tyrell ought to be zipped into a body bag and flushed into deep space.
Get rid of him, we'd be out of a job.
I think we're all overdue for a little off-road paid vacation. You can stop staring at my ass now.
You got eyes in the back of your head?
All you gotta do is ask, Slim.
Animal sales was a profitable and prestigious business since most real animals had died out after the Terran War. There were plenty of electric ones, though, powered by rechargeable batteries. No self-respecting human would own one of those frauds.
Alright, so before I actually get into the game, I'm gonna tweak some of these settings. One of the odd parts about this game is, unlike most adventure games, you can choose the game to respond for you. Either be polite by default, normal, surly. Erratic just randomly picks them. But if you actually want to make it have the traditional adventure game feel, I always go with. Now, it's not immediately apparent why animal murder is a big deal. They kind of hint at the fact that animals are rare and expensive. Whether they put animals in original. It's a theme that's expanded on much more in the books on themselves. Book rather. The movie Blade Runner, as most people probably know, was originally "Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep" by Philip K. Dick, and that goes a lot more in depth into the kind of like not apocalypse, but the Earth isn't doing too well, and most animals have died off. So having a real animal, not a genetically engineered one or robot animal, was a sign of like prestige. So the I remember the controls. Yeah, right click is pull the gun. I don't necessarily need to do that right now. Okay, your standard point and walk. Blue is the transition. Then all the rest of it is just pixel hunting for things to interact with. Okay, I believe you can talk to this.
What do you know?
About 30 counts of animal murder and one of aggravated assault. The shop's been thrashed. You ought to see this Tiger Cup they got in there. It's a goddamn tragedy.
How's old man Runsiter holding up?
State of shock. He's been moaning and complaining about his world caving in.
You'd feel the same way if they were your animals. How many perps?
At least 2. Bloody footprints all over the scene.
Must be a delightful sight. Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. Row actions inside. Abstract art. All over the walls and ceiling.
I never did appreciate art.
It's been
Nothing
probably
even remotely interesting, but hell, if I was going to root through trash, my expectations weren't too high.
it's probably been a good 20 years since I played
Scratches
this.
and paint flecks, and I knew what they meant. Unless the city had bought a jet black fire truck, somebody had a big fat traffic ticket coming.
Yeah, I had originally bought this game when it first came out. Played it a number of times. Don't remember a lot
Canvass
of
the
it
area.
at this
Maybe
point.
somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for 2 very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even. Quite a pair.
This game was originally billed as, according to the box, world's first. And
I'm ruined. Totally ruined.
there were some interesting design choices made. This came out in a period where
Big caliber, possibly off-world combat weaponry. Ballistics might give me a fix on it.
My precious one. She was my baby.
this came out at a point where 3D acceleration wasn't really a standard thing yet. It was out there, mainly used like first-person shooters and
My precious
racing
one.
sims.
She was my baby.
Security camera. It'd be a banner day if it recorded anything before it was shot out.
So the designers actually had some pretty decent mesh work going on the models, but it's a little hard to tell because voxel technology, a lot of
My
these scenes look
precious one.
really grainy.
She was my baby.
McCoy, LPD.
I'm absolutely certain Lucy Devlin was involved in this heinous act. She's the young girl who works for me.
She's responsible for all this mayhem?
No, of course not. It was 2 men acting in concert with her, obviously.
Obviously. What'd they look like?
Big and scary and absolutely malevolent.
Tell me about this Lucy.
There's not a lot I can tell you. She's only worked for me for a short while. She's about 14 years old with pink hair. A very attractive young thing.
How'd you find her?
She came to me with a reference from Ogilvy's in the Northwest Zone. And he's a very reputable wholesaler.
You treat her well?
As well as any young tot should be treated.
She got a desk? Or someplace where she worked?
She used to eat over there.
Corner he keeps-
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for two very big men. One dragged his right foot. Judging from the distance,
About 30 counts of animal murder.
scratches and paint flecks, and I knew what they meant. Unless the city had bought a jet black fire truck.
Apparently, I was just clicking it myself. You can talk to him a couple more times. Or I think the stream stability's going pretty good.
See if you can dig up that reference from Ogilvy's.
Yes, it's somewhere here. Just a moment. Here you are. My precious one. She was my baby. She came to me with a reference from Ogilvy's in the Northwest Zone, and he's a very reputable wholesaler. She came to me with a reference from Ogilvy's in the Northwest Zone, and he's a very reputable wholesaler.
But you can expect.
All my animals.
The part I don't miss about the old school point and click games is
A toy dog.
very valuable.
Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself. Well, isn't that cute?
The game devs did do a really good
A
job
candy bar.
uh,
Yuck.
capturing the world. As a matter of fact, they had some of the actors and actresses who Sean Young actually involved in the. But I don't know if there's actual mocap involved or like facial scanning and.
Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself. Can you think of anything they might have been after?
First I thought they wanted money, but I don't keep any in the shop. Then I thought they wanted to steal my animals, but they started executing them.
Could they have been replicants?
Who else would be capable of such barbaric acts? My precious one. She was my baby.
You ever do any business with the replicant manufacturers, Tyrell Corporation?
I resent that accusation.
Just wondering.
Officer, last May I personally sold Governor Colvig an exquisite Percheron colt. I have been a guest at his house on 3 separate occasions. Do I look like I need to carry artificial product? My precious one. She was my baby.
Stick around. I may not be finished with you.
All my animals.
I could be remembering it wrong, but I could have. You can actually inspect them. I think.
It didn't add up. Animal murders, the lack of any theft. The small animals alone were worth a good chunk of change on the street. It seemed more like an act of vengeance. Find anything else out here?
This woman says she saw that kid who worked for Runciter hanging around with a big fat guy last week.
Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
Oh, apparently I
Find
can't
anything
talk.
else out here?
This guy lives across the street. Says he heard a crash late last night. Looked out his window and saw a black sedan speeding away from the scene.
Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. Row actions inside. Abstract art. All over the walls and ceiling. This woman says she saw that kid who worked for Runciter hanging around with a big fat guy last week. This guy lives across the street. Says he heard a...
I'm absolutely certain Lucy Devlin was involved. There's not a lot.
Big caliber, possibly off-world combat weaponry.
What was?
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for 2 very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even. Quite a pair. Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten...
Go get some noodles. Yeah, since the noodle bar wrapper is literally the only clue.
Real sushi was a luxury reserved only for the elite, since most sea life had become radioactive after the Third Terran War. The rest of us had to eat new sushi, soya mixed with off-world lichen. McCoy, LPD.
No one cares about his badge.
McCoy, LPD. I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Sorry, my man. I just don't got the time.
Hey, big guy.
Busy. No time for talk.
McCoy, いたずらするな. You want something, you talk to me.
Sorry, Howie.
Got to mix more out back.
Beautiful night, isn't it?
When business thriving, night always beautiful.
This from your place, isn't it?
Could be. Chopstick come from Yoshi's restaurant supply.
Not super helpful.
How long has that chef worked for you?
Zubin? Just month. Superior chef makes all kinds of new sushi.
What's real fresh tonight?
Special shipment of Toro just arrived. I fix you right up. No one else. Clean as a whistle.
You're Prince, Howie. See you later, Howie.
Yeah, so that was not great.
Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself.
Oh, I guess that's I'm getting rid of this. Oh wait, I'm gonna run back. Right. Be allowed to interact with. Other than I'm guessing that.
Howie says you're a master chef.
You not come back here. Air bad.
This'll only take a minute. I'm looking for a girl, about 14 years old with pink hair. You seen her?
I don't know her.
That's it.
A big guy run past here?
Hey, maybe spare some chinion? Thanks. The big man, he kinda limping. That away.
Nothing even remotely interesting, but hell, if I was gonna root through trash, my expectations weren't too high. Yuck. Totally uninteresting.
Not playing this in 20 plus years helps me be surprised what's going on, because I don't remember the latest.
Locked.
Yeah, I don't know if I went too slow or if I caught him. I don't. Should have tried saving it for. You doing it?
Locked.
I missed it.
Totally uninteresting.
Sorry, man, the game so I can interact with it. Okay, he completely got away. But on the bright side, I got a license plate. I'm sure that'll be important later.
Nothing even remotely interesting, but hell, if I was gonna root through trash, my expectations weren't too high.
This should not be the garbage can. Way too far away. Anyway, so yeah, that dude got away. Won't tell how he had chased off his star chef. Yeah, maybe I should.
See you later, Howie.
I have no idea why your ship is gone. Oops. Anything else? I don't think going to my apartment's gonna get any. So, try the police station. Whole lot of nothing.
Roof, laboratory. Mainframe and shooting ground floor. Lockup. Laboratory.
Got anything new for me, Dino?
I was wondering when you'd show your mug around here, McCoy. The shell casings from Runciter should be in the Museum of Military History.
How's that?
They're from an Ender rifle. It's standard issue off-world military hardware. Heavy caliber. That puppy can punch right through a tank.
What can I conclude from that?
Whoever used this piece didn't just walk into their local sporting goods store and buy it. Those babies are collectibles, and they ain't cheap.
Anything else?
We got the animal corpses from Runciter's, but there wasn't a whole lot to work with.
Bone marrow?
About 50% were real, the rest were fakes.
So, Runciter was ripping his customers off.
State-of-the-art fakes. Miles beyond the crap you see on Anamoid Row.
The kind that comes from legit manufacturers?
They're the ones that usually produce the quality.
What about the wounds?
Most of them were shot point blank, but we're looking at some others. Sloppy cuts with a knife, like the perp was really pissed off at something.
Butcher knife?
Could be, but who cuts meat anymore?
Nice bunch of reps I'm tailing. Hope you're not pulling a meat cleaver out of my back next week. Anything else?
That black paint you found on the fire hydrant? It's from a ground car.
You sure?
The angle of impact was almost head-on. And there ain't too many spinner drivers klutzy enough to smack a street-level hydrant in VTOL mode.
I heard your wife got her license back.
You're a real funny guy, McCoy.
Anything else?
Zip, man. Try me later.
That's just a good info.
Most of them were shot point blank. That black paint... The shell casings from Runciter should be in the Museum of...
Ground floor, mainframe and shooting range.
The Tyrell Corporation today recalled the last 4 functioning entertainment model Nexus 5 replicants from off-world service. Dr. Eldon Tyrell, speaking at a shareholders meeting, denied allegations that the model was defective and possibly dangerous.
The simple fact is that the model wasn't performing its designated function.
Lucky Strikes. Crystal's brand. I knew she was spending a lot of time in the training maze these days, even though she'd already gotten close to a perfect score. Old copies of case files, notices, and memos. The usual station junk. Old copies of case files, notices, and memos. The usual...
think it's kind of funny they gave Deckard one of the scores, considering that not a great shot in the movie. I think you get something or not for nice score. Not sure if I can do anything with the S.
Uploading personal clue database. Downloading mainframe clue database. Clue database transfer complete.
I think to go in here, you actually have to. Nice to know what the license look.
Well, if it ain't Ray McCoy, Bryant finally letting you play with the big boys.
My clearance come through?
You bet. You bring your piece?
Don't leave home without it.
Steele's been running the maze every other day for 2 weeks, and the targets are getting a little roughed up.
I thought Gouza was going to requisition some new ones.
I ain't seen him down here in a month. Guess he's been busy.
Poor guy. I bet he gets all tuckered out from pushing those papers around.
And don't sell him short, McCoy. Gouza could be one tough hombre. I remember when we worked Vice together. He poured acetone on 2 pimps that gave us some lip and lit a match. I'll tell you, it looked like the goddamn 4th of July out there.
Peachy.
That's hilarious.
You keeping busy, pal?
Nah, the place has been pretty quiet the last couple of days.
You keeping busy, pal?
Nah,
Alright, let's go.
Hit the lock, Jack.
I guess there ain't no harm in it.
Target and shoot all threats. Do not shoot innocents. Confirm target as hostile before shooting.
Oh boy, let's look at this. That it for You know, remember. Ah, crap. That was a baby. I missed. Doesn't count. Count that baby's got a gun. Is that a baby? That was a baby. Whatever. I go for. Go back.
Completed sequence. Proceed to next station. Completed sequence. Proceed to next station. Completed sequence. Proceed to next station.
Pardon me.
Completed sequence.
Hey,
Proceed
I get
to
that.
next station.
Where's the next station? Ah, there it is. Women are carrying their babies around whatever time at night. Pouring rain. I deserve to get shot. Think about it. For a horrible appearance. Did not see you gun that. Damn it. So apparently the trick is that they make a noise. Needs to be. Where? I did atrocious. Got a lot of people. Don't see where they are.
Completed all sequences. Proceed to exit.
And here's where I got my nut, but I fuck really bad. I know I murdered a lot of people that didn't deserve. -10. Damn. Oh, okay, I gotta see if I can do better than that.
Hit the lock, Jack.
I guess there ain't no harm in it.
Target and shoot all threats. Do not shoot innocents.
-10. Holy crap.
Confirm target as hostile before shooting.
McCoy, you can do better. Could be a little bit faster. Cancel if he has a gun or not. Okay, one wrong target. Really hard to tell which one. Damn it. Sorry, lady. A very gun-shaped baby, I can't help it. Let's see a gun there. Just call them safe. Damn it. That one's really hard to tell from the angle. There's can't really tell if there's a same with that one, because the window frame actually blocks. Damn it. So let me get -10 again. You never got. That one is not fair, because it turns around behind there, and I can't tell if it has a gun after it comes out and shoots me. Every time she has a freaking baby, I end up shooting her in the back. Gun or baby? That's a baby.
Completed sequence. Proceed to next station.
Who? Did he have a gun? I can't tell. Nope. Not loose. Mother plus bucket. Can't tell if she had a gun or not. Yeah, the ultra low res graphics. The baby. I don't know what that was. Oh, wait, that are -10 apparently. That looked like. Why would you hold your hand like that if you didn't have a gun? Didn't have a gun in it. Come on, man. Cut me some slack. Mother. You knew that was a freaking gun. God. Ugh. Do you not remember this being this freaking slow paced? Wow. Single click is walk, double click is jog, and like triple click is sprint. Okay, it didn't say the sequence is completed, but nothing's showing up like in a minute. Gonna move on. In my opinion, you shouldn't even have the option to move on to look sequences. Or modern game opinion. God, how did I miss that? Is it a gun? Maybe not. Did not see a fucking gun. Come on, man. You wasn't there either. Well, apparently that was good. I get minus 10, whatever. Maybe. I think we're... Oh, wait.
Completed sequence. Proceed to next station.
Could be the last. Maybe? Gun, baby. Guns, baby need. Yeah, I did not see a gun there. That was a while ago. The fact the guns are blue instead of red, which would stick out better, really is. Yeah, I saw like one blue pixel on that lady. Facing the wrong way. Maybe. You have a gun, dude? God damn it. What's that blue shit? It looks like a gun. That's crap. Very questionable design choices. gun? Maybe? I think you had to get a perfect score to beat. I couldn't tell if I should have gone or not. That was luck. I think you had to get a perfect score to beat excuse me. Crystal, whatever her name is. Which I remember going after doing once. I don't remember if you can get anything out of it in the game. Actually, if you get a high enough score, I believe that's how you get the Magnum bullets.
Completed all sequences. Proceed to exit.
It might be why it's worth doing this, to make some of the shootouts later easier to do, but I don't remember for sure. And I'm not going to sit through that again, because it is just so freaking long and slow-paced. 40! Woo! Better than Holden. Alright. I don't feel like a complete asshole.
Ground floor.
Just most of them. Is that me?
Hey, pal.
No, that's me. Crap going on. Oh, there. Can I steal anything off your desk, like? Nothing in here but him, alright.
Bryant go on permanent leave and you get full use of the office, Lieutenant?
You know the procedure. Dump it all in the mainframe upstairs and I'll read it later.
You got it. Sorry to bother you, Lieutenant. I was just checking in.
We'll get back out there. Those reps ain't retiring themselves.
Yeah, suicidal targets would make my job a lot easier.
Everybody's got a job, kid.
Sorry to bother you, Lieutenant. I was just checking in.
We'll get...
Yeah.
Everybody's got...
Alright. Okay. Yeah, that's a waste of everyone's time.
Lockup.
So hang out. Crooks.
Are they letting me out?
I'm not the one who makes that decision.
I suppose it's my turn to bear the cross for the cause.
You're Spencer Gregorian, right?
No. I really think my lawyer should be here.
What?
I got some more questions for you. Tell me about your protest at Tyrell's plant.
I already told that other detective everything. Under duress.
I want to know about the people who were there. The Rastafarian and the Asian guy with the sunglasses.
I didn't know the Rastafarian. The Asian fellow was one of our ex-members. Izo was his name.
How long did you know him for?
Let's see. I met him about 5 years ago. He seemed so smart and balanced. He really wanted to help the replicant people.
Then what?
He started associating with the more militant factions. I was astounded when I heard he was supplying weapons to some of them.
I do not remember this part
What
at
kind
all.
of weapons?
Guns so new that even the police had hardly used them, I heard.
I got some more questions for you. Lot of people involved in your cause, Spencer?
Yes, sir, we're growing fast. As more and more people realize that replicants have cognitive and emotional legitimacy, the Citizens Against Replicant Slavery will spearhead the movement towards...
Save the pitch for someone who gives a shit.
We're peaceful people, Detective. We live by a code that men like you could never understand.
Try me.
2 centuries ago, Humans were held in slavery. Brave souls formed an underground railroad.
So, you help replicants escape the city.
I'm talking figuratively, Detective.
Sure you are.
We're not children, Detective. We have resources. The world is changing. People are waking up to the injustices perpetrated by a sick society that you have helped.
A lot of them will wake up dead if reps are allowed to run amok on Terra, jerk.
Actually, DK this guy?
I'm gonna give you a little test.
The other detective, she already tested me earlier today.
Uh-huh. Look, I gotta check out the equipment, and you're the only stiff around.
I object to this treatment. If you'll just call my lawyer, he'll take care.
Your lawyer would tell you I got the authority to VK the mayor if I want. And he'd have to smile and nod and kiss my butt until I cleared him. So sit down.
Nice. Reaction time is a factor, so pay attention.
Reaction time is a factor in this, so please pay attention. Where do you live?
3rd sector, uptown.
Nice neighborhood?
Very. Is this going to take long?
Just keep your pants on, Spencer. A man dressed in rags approaches you on the street and asks for money.
I tried to help him, of course. Buy him dinner or take him to a shelter.
What's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you?
I'm not answering that.
Let's go to Ironton.
You rent a mountain cabin. On the walls, someone has hung old maps and Currier and Ives prints. A deer's head is mounted above the fireplace. A full stag with developed horns.
I'd leave.
That's spiked high on the replicant side.
You see an oversized book with pictures of exotic animals on the cover. The title is Big Game Hunting in Zaire.
And let me guess. Pictures of dead animals inside.
Curious, you flip it open. There's a picture of a man standing with his foot on a dead Cape buffalo. You find yourself fascinated. You keep paging through it, seeing picture after picture of animals laid to waste, each more gruesome than the last.
These questions are becoming predictable, Detective.
You're crying. Why is that?
Crying? It's nothing to be ashamed of. I might cry for any number of reasons.
I'll bet. A teacher calls you stupid in front of the rest of the class.
I try to do better next time.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see a large black spider crawling up the wall.
I'd call animal services, of course. I wouldn't try to move it myself, not without proper equipment.
You're at a restaurant with friends. One of them orders lobster. The chef drops the lobster into the tub of boiling water while you watch.
Are you trying to make me sick?
You're 7 years old. You manage to steal several marshmallows from the kitchen and sneak them back to your bedroom. You're caught, and your father spanks you.
Well, it sounds like I deserved it. But my father didn't believe in corporal punishment.
Positive result. Subject is human. Test terminated.
You keeping busy, pal?
Please leave me alone. My migraine's acting up.
Oh, looks like I got to get a demonstration of K test into the stream. I mean, to me, that was one of the highlights of how the
Lockup. Roof. Laboratory. mainframe, and shooting range.
Uploading personal clue database.
I'm not sure if the conversation that guy counted as actual
Mainframe
clues.
clue database.
Might as well update.
Clue database transfer complete.
Factory. I think I skipped ahead by talking to that dude. Is that having a factory? Yeah, I don't think there's much else I'm gonna get else, but so interesting fact about this game: the source code was lost in the early 2000s. The company was moving headquarters because there's been talk about doing like a high definition modern remaster, and they've said it's not possible without just redoing the game from scratch because they lost the source code. Now, after working on it for almost 10 years, the people that holy crap! Wow, apparently I didn't save it. Wow.
Animal sales was a profitable and prestigious business since most real animals had died out after the Terran
Holy
War.
crap.
There
I
were
forgot,
plenty
like,
of electric ones, though, powered by
I forgot one of the
rechargeable
most basic
batteries.
rules of adventure gaming. That's save early,
No
save often. I didn't save
self-respecting human would
freaking
own
at
one of
all.
those frauds.
Alright, so I'm going to skip through this stuff as quickly as possible, get back to where I was. I'll be skipping
Nothing even
dialogue.
remote. I was going to scratches unless the
Interesting. Interesting.
I already checked for a crowbar, some kind of tool. No luck, but it looks like we've got some latents.
Make sure
Ooh,
the
I
lab
missed
boys
that.
run them through the mainframe, human and rep. I've gotten all I can from that.
I missed that before.
What do you know?
About 30 counts of animal murder. The shop's a goddamn
How's old man?
status.
You'd feel this.
At least 2.
Must be a. Find anything else out here?
Zilch.
I never did. Canvass the area.
I'm on it.
Yeah, that was freaking embarrassing.
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was one dragged the other.
Not just the fact that I got killed, but the fact that I didn't save it
Big
at all.
caliber, possible.
I do not recall there being much. Back to it.
McCoy, LPD.
Jackal.
She's the...
She's
No!
obvious.
Big! All my animals.
Can you think?
First, then I thought...
Could they have been?
Who else? I resent...
Just one.
Office I have... Do I...
Tell me about this Lucy.
There's no... She's about...
How'd you...
She came and he's...
You treat her?
As well.
She got a...
She used to eat...
See if you can...
Yeah. Here you are.
Stick around. I may not be...
I think that was just...
Hmm. A toy. Well, is... Howie Lee's. A candy bar. Yuck.
Yuck. Chocolate and sugar. Oh god, no. Must be on a keto diet.
Howie...
She came... I'm...
Big... Stick around.
Okay. I think I'm done.
My precious one. She was my baby.
There we go.
It didn't add up. The small end, it seemed more...
I did miss that fingerprint clue earlier.
Find anything else out?
This woman says she saw that kid who worked for Runciter hanging around with...
Find anything else out here?
This guy lives across the street. Looked out his window.
Find anything else?
Zilcho.
So I had the
Real
opportunity to see
sushi
this
was a luxury
little
reserved only
different.
for the since the rest of...
I think I'm gonna avoid talking to the chef this time until later.
Hey, big guy.
Busy.
McCoy, Itazura.
Sorry.
Got to mix more.
Beautiful night, isn't it?
When business
This from your place.
could be.
How long?
Zuba, super.
What's real fresh?
Special. I fix you clean as a whisk.
Your prince. See you later, Howie.
All right. Save game.
Howie says you're a master chef.
You not come back here. Here.
This'll only take a minute. I'm looking for a girl about 40.
I don't.
That's what happened last time. Try. I'm gonna guess if I go jump straight to the void comp, he's gonna try to run anyway. But let's
Howie says you're a master chef.
You not come.
This only. There's a test I'd like you to take. It won't take too long.
Test? What kind of test?
Kind of a personality test. Totally routine.
Routine? Ah.
That's about what I figured. Alright, I'm not gonna waste time talking to the garbage picker. And this is really the only direction it could have gone.
Locked.
That was not stellar performance that time.
Totally un... Totally uninteresting. Yuck.
Trash picker's gone, but the license plate is still.
Nothing even rough. I was gonna. Nothing even rough. I was gonna.
All right.
Laboratory.
Got anything new for me, Dino?
I was wondering when you'd show you the shell casings from...
How's that?
They're from heavy...
What can I...
Whoever you... Those baby...
Anything else?
We got the animal corpses from Runs...
Bone marrow?
About 50...
So,
State of...
the kind of...
And they're the...
What about the...
Most of them were...
Butcher knife?
Could be.
Nice. Hope you're not... Anything else?
That black paint
You sure?
yank and they're the smack...
I heard your wife...
You're...
Anything else?
Zip, man.
This woman says she saw that this guy lives...
Most of them... That black... The show...
Violent street crime in the city rose again last year by a whopping 26%, according to the latest figures from the Department of Justice. Governor Kolvig attributed the change to the dramatic increase in the number of specials registered as city residents and promised a tough new set of standards for the City Immigration Bureau by next month.
Old copies of case files. Lucky strike. I knew she was, even though she...
Well, if
My clip,
you
don't
listen,
I thought...
keep...
Pete, you keeping busy, pal?
Now
You keeping busy, pal?
Now...
Yeah, I'm not gonna run.
Uploading personal clue database. Downloading mainframe clue database. Clue data.
Can't really mess with the aspirin photograph.
Mainframe and shooting range.
I don't remember. I'm gonna be. Gonna retrace.
Bryant, go on perm.
You know the...
You got it. Sorry to bother you, Lieutenant.
We'll get back out.
Yeah.
Everybody's...
Nothing. Rising.
What do you know?
Zero that would interest you, Detective.
Are they letting me?
I'm not the...
Who are you? Please.
I got some more...
I have nothing.
I got some...
I have nothing more to say unless I have...
I got some more questions for you.
Your associate, Ms. Steele, has already taken my state. I have nothing...
Whoa, how did I do the VK?
I got some more
before?
questions for you.
Your associate, Ms. Steele. I have nothing...
I got some more questions for you.
I have nothing...
That's bizarre, because earlier I freaking talked to him about the, some explosion or something.
I got some more...
Your associate... I have nothing...
Try leaving and see if I'll drag as well.
I got some more questions for you.
I have nothing...
Yeah, that's bizarre. I wonder what I did differently. Made that guy not talk to me in depth. Well, damn. Dude took a lot of bullets to put down.
Rumor has it you've been earning your stripes, McCoy.
Working on it.
Keep it up. You just might have a future in this business.
I understand it's got a hell of a retirement plan.
You VK the mark before retirement?
Didn't have to.
That's why they call it the magic.
I'm starting to understand.
You ever retire a human, your career is over. Remember that. I checked with UN Air. Looks your rep swung that Moonbus massacre last month.
They ever find the moon bus?
Disappeared into thin air. Bryant thinks it crashed out in the Kipple.
How many reps we talking about?
Enough. They're Nexus 6s, so don't take too much slack.
Gotcha.
Thanks, Gav.
Yuck. Yuck.
Hey, don't inspect the body for clues or anything.
Yuck.
Oh, wait a minute. Did I get anything on the fingerprints from the lab? No. So it didn't matter, I missed him. Really surprised I
Yuck.
can't do anything else with the body. Yeah, we'll just leave it.
Your floor number, please.
Apartments.
McCoy, 88F.
88. Thank you.
I lived with the best gal I'd ever seen. She was 2 now and full of life and love. She'd cost me about a year's salary, but she was worth it. It was good to have someone warm nearby after completing a dirty job, and the retirement swag from this case would go toward getting her a partner.
Here you go, baby. Dinner time. Here you go, baby. Dinner time.
The fans of Blade Runner, other movies, may notice that it's really hard to tell in the game because it's so grainy. But this apartment is modeled very closely after Deckard's own apartment, and he had tiles similar to this in his apartment, which are actually done from castings from the Frank Lloyd Wright house that was used in House on Haunted Hill.
Here you go, baby. Dinner time.
That's some movie trivia. Yeah, again, I have no pictures. Getting used to this yet. You know, dude, there's not dick to do in your environment.
Zubin was the first Nexus 6 I'd come up against. There was something in his eyes, an almost primordial desire to live. Most of the 3s, 4s, and 5s I'd seen would just give up when you had them. But these 6s, they were a whole other breed.
I will give the game developers credit, though. They went all out in trying to recapture the feel of the movie, because the 24/9 didn't come out yet.
Violent street crime in the city rose again last year by a whopping 26%, according to the latest figures from the Department of Justice. Governor Kolvig attributed the change to the dramatic increase in the number of specials registered as city residents and promised a tough new set of standards.
No messages. I'm in demand. Portrait of the sleep-deprived.
Got your delivery here, man.
What?
Kingston Kitchen.
Oh, yes, right. Hold on.
Is this what the gravity be like on Mars?
Oh, no. It's about a third of what we got here on Terra. Real comfy. How about turning that dial, okay? When I say... Oh!
Please, can you control your rat?
I'll have you know that Ricky's a purebred chihuahua, and he's totally real.
Things going good at Tyrell Corporation?
Boring, boring. Old man Tyrell's been on a Wagner kick lately. He never shuts up.
You also do outside work?
Sweetie, I never go outside. It's bad for the glands.
How about Nexus 6? You know a lot about them?
I think you should be going now.
Understand good, it holds deep meaning for me now. Where be your research on Nexus 6? And your test studies, contacts, the works?
Only simulator. Extraterrestrial gravity.
1 more minute, you be swallowing this explosive. 3 more minutes, they be hosing you off the True Life building across town.
No, I swear. I don't have anything. If I did, I'd give it to you.
My people sick and dying. You tell me something.
Talk to Dr. Tyrell.
Tell me something I don't know.
The organ designers, Miraji, Hannibal Chu, Luther and Lance. They're closer to him than I am.
Where?
DNA Row. They're all working down on DNA Row.
You one miserable package man.
No! No, please, don't!
Pick up.
Hope you aren't camped out there with a bottle of tequila.
Oh, very funny.
Early bird slays the worm, McCoy.
Don't worry, I'm up, Lieutenant. What's the buzz?
One of Tyrell's employees got his fat face splattered all over the marble interior of the Tyrell building.
Inside?
That's right. But we also got a sweet little break on it. Tyrell's surveillance system recorded the whole shebang.
Beautiful. How many perps?
Just one. I don't know if it's related to the Runciter deal or not. Tyrell Security will have the disc for you when you get there. You'll be good, killer.
Maggie, come here, girl.
Damn it. Dog ducked under my cursor.
Here you go, baby. Dinner time. Maggie, come here, girl. Good doggy. Who's the best dog in the whole world? Who's the best dog in the whole world?
Enough of that.
Your floor number, please.
Apartments. Roof. Ground floor.
Oh, that's right. I landed on the roof when I got here. I can walk around down here, though. Not sure why I would want to, but... Okay, so he lives around the corner of the... Right.
Your floor number, please.
Look, I want to fly around. Someone cleaned up the body.
McCoy, LPD.
Just a minute.
Where do I go?
Grav test on the east wing, 66th floor. Here's the footage from the security cameras. You get a pretty good look at the man's face.
How'd he get past you guys?
He pretended to be a delivery man. Dr. Eisenduller ordered in a lot, so it didn't seem unusual.
I may have more questions for you later on.
Yes, sir.
One more thing.
I've told you everything I know, Detective. I gotta work. These monitors don't watch themselves.
Yeah, it's a tough gig.
This is Crystal Steel, badge number BR61354. Still working the explosion at the Tyrell manufacturing plant. It'll take a day or so to analyze the debris, but there's no doubt in my mind that we're dealing with a bomber here. Right now, it looks like the protesters had nothing to do with it. They were in too close proximity to have been in on the deal. No MOs or identities are rolling up just yet, and I'm still going through the inset files to see if any replicant munitions experts are unaccounted for.
I checked with UN Air. Looks your rep swung that Moonbus massacre last month.
How long has that chef worked for you?
Zubin?
One of Tyrell's employees got his fat face splattered all over.
Okay, so now I'm working 4 cases.
It was a Tyrell sales brochure for the Nexus series, the kind of glossy hype that ends up littering the floor at trade shows. This one was for last year's infamous Lolita model, a big hit with the all-important dirty old man market. The earring was shaped like an insect. I didn't know much about jewelry, but it looked like junk to me, like the cheap crap sold at the stands and shops of Animoid Row.
Jesus. I seen worse, but not by much.
Learn anything?
You could strain him through a sieve.
I'd seen more dead animals than live ones in the last 24 hours, and now it was dogs. 3 of them. I thought about Maggie and nearly threw up. I'd seen more dead animals than live ones in the last, and now it was dogs. I thought about a takeout box from Kingston Kitchens. I'd seen more, and now I thought about
dog?
The dog collar has a name on it. Ricky, maybe?
Oh, good old mid-90s point and click.
Obviously, he'd been killed with an explosive, and not just because he'd been plastered on the wall with 1,000 strokes. The detonator wire I pulled out of his skull told the whole story. The killer was an expert. The charge had been big enough to do the job, but not big enough to shatter the soundproof walls of the float chamber. But I wondered why the killer didn't just shoot him. Disgusting.
Shooting would have been easy.
disgusting.
Done.
Is hearing yours?
Maybe it belongs to that other cop who was up here. The babe with the shades and the cigarettes.
Ain't her style. Call her babe to her face, you're liable to end up with a severe limp. You spawn anything you think I ought to know about, tell me.
Absolutely.
You spawn anything...
Absolutely.
The detonator wire I pulled out of his skull told the whole story. The dog collar has a name on it. The earring was shaped like an insect. Kingston Kitchens. Where have I heard that before? It was a Tyrell sales brochure for the Nexus series. The kind of glossy hype that ends up littering the floor at trade shows. This one was for last year's infamous Lolita model. A big hit with the all-important dirty old man market.
I will say I do like how the interface cross-references sorts your clues. You can have it by crime scene, by suspect, or unsorted.
Lagging behind again?
Guza didn't say anything about me working with a partner.
Oh, in a pig's ass, Slim. No, I'm following up on my own. Could be it's linked to this Tyrell debacle.
How's yours connected to mine?
I'm still fitting the pieces together. You know the Moonbus massacre that went down last month?
Gaff mentioned something about it.
The rogue skin jobs probably flew to Earth. And one of them is a demolitions expert, similar MO to your Vic upstairs.
Hell of a coincidence.
I'll call you if I find out anything more about your case.
Ah, I don't get to ask for anything else? Crap. That sucks. Hold on. I don't think I can get anything going back to run. Never know, though. Never know. Maybe people remember important.
I've gotten all I can from that. Interesting. Locked.
Okay, that was a waste. I can go to Animal Care now. I'd also go back to Chinatown and ask, nope, he's not even there. And clean up his kitchen. Nothing on. I finished Act 1. I saw the autosave for start of Act 2 is in there. I have dudes now.
mainframe, and shooting range.
Uploading personal clue database. Downloading mainframe clue database. Clue database transfer complete. Scanning video disk. One enhanceable image found. Adding enhanceable photographs to Kaya database. Tyrell Grav Test Lab.
Apparently I can't zoom in and pan infinitely like you could in the movie. Dog. One of them. I want to do. Oh, it's important to inspect the stains in the. The other dog is back over there. I can barely see. Apparently he's not important to the.
The earring was shaped like an insect. I didn't know much about jewelry, but it looked like junk to me, like the cheap crap sold at the stands and shops of Animoid Row.
Give me a hard copy of that.
I haven't really anything zooming in on the gun. I think that's all.
The earring was shaped like an insect.
Oh, in a pig's ass. This is Crystal Steel badge number BR61354, conducting the interrogation of Spencer Gregorian, leader of CARS, Citizens Against Replicant Slavery, November 22nd, 2019.
I once again asked that my attorney...
Shut it, shitbird. I'm asking the questions. We've already put you on the machine, so we know you're not a skin job.
That term offends me.
Okay, so you're not one of those biomechanical scumbags, and you claim to not know anything about the bombing at Tyrell.
This is true. We advocate equal rights under the law for replicants.
Well, this is interesting.
We have
This is the
nothing against
information I
Tyrell
didn't get out
Corporation
of
for
him.
creating them.
This
That's some sick
playthrough I got out
logic.
the previous
The
playthrough.
replicant,
Describe them to me again.
just the Rastafarian fellow. And
Shoot. I don't think I got the hard copy printed in.
Tyrell Grav Test Lab.
I think I need to push something to actually make it print out. Really, it's not a voice command because he said he needs a printout. But
The earring was shaped like an insect.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about like the cheap crap sold at.
okay, how do I get a printout of this? Push all the buttons. I could have swore you gotta need a hard copy of that. I remember going to Animite Row and never showed around.
The earring was shaped like an insect. I didn't know much about jewelry, but it looked like junk to me, like the cheap crap sold at the stands and shops of Animoid Row.
Okay, I can't figure out how to. So, save it here. It later and don't have it. Like.
Uploading personal clue database. Downloading mainframe clue database. Clue database transfer complete.
Ground floor.
Ugh. Dang it. Yeah, I'm not gonna be. Dan, I'm already rolling. Hold her now.
You're Spencer Gregorian, right?
no. I really think my lawyer should be here.
I got some more questions for you. Tell me about your protest at Tyrell's plant.
I already told that other detective everything. Under duress.
I want to know about the people who were there. The Rastafarian and the Asian guy with the sunglasses.
I don't know them.
Were they together?
They seem to be. I saw them talking.
Before or after the explosion?
Before. I didn't see them at all after. That's all I know, I swear. I wouldn't even know where to find explosives. I'm not a violent man.
Of course you aren't. You just want to let replicants walk the streets.
They're not killers, Detective. They're innocents. They just want to live a decent, productive life like you or me.
It's that simple, huh? I got some more questions for you. Lot of people involved in your cause, Spencer?
Yes, sir, we're growing fast. As more and more people realize that replicants have cognitive and emotional legitimacy, the citizens against...
Save the pitch for someone who gives a shit.
We're peaceful people, Detective. We live by a code that men like you could never understand.
Try me.
2 centuries ago, brave souls formed and...
So, you help replicants...
I'm talking
Sure you are.
We're not children. The world has changed. People are waking...
A lot of them will wake up dead.
I'm not gonna be...
You keeping busy, pal?
Please leave me alone. My migraine's acting up.
Did that last playthrough, and also I heard, Crystal say that she did it.
This is Crystal Steel, badge number BR61354, conducting the interrogation of Spencer Gregorian, leader of CARS, Citizens Against Replicant Slavery, November 22nd, 2019.
I once again asked that my attorney...
Shut it, shitbird. I'm asking the questions. We've already put you on the machine, so we know you're not a...
No point in redoing it. So at the very start of the stream, I mentioned the fact that this game takes place concurrently with the events of the movie. I think I did. If I didn't, that's one of the story points. So this is going on at the same time Deckard is hunting replicants from the movie. I believe there's a scene in Animoid Row where Deckard appears in the background. You can't interact with him. Like I said before, it's been a very long time since the memories are really fuzzy and stuff.
You know who deals in insects down here?
You don't want insects? They're no good companion. But fish. Fish are good. I have every kind of fish for you. Blowfish, dorado, miniature sailfish. Very friendly.
No thanks. I got a dog at home.
Fish just as good as dog.
No, my dog is real.
Real? Oh, you must make lots of money.
Let's get back to insects. Official LPD business.
Ah, down at end of Animal Row, you see big green sign? You try there. Good luck with dog, friend. Hope he stays healthy.
She.
Red snapper, very tasty.
You got anything that's a match for these?
And that obviously looks where I'm headed.
I need to ask you... Are you taking any drugs?
Might be a good taste to call the protagonist of the game a dork, but...
Thanks for your help.
Careful, senor. You're poison.
Scorpions?
See? Finest quality. Perhaps you purchased one?
I don't think so. They're beautiful, though. Never seen one before.
Oh, that'd be too, senor.
This your work?
Ah, the dragon.
Dragon?
See? Anosoptera. Dragonfly late of the American South Swampland.
You sell jewelry with dragonflies?
Item like that, very special significance. Very rare, senor. Estate item, and most likely part of large collection. Person must have plenty's money to obtain a collection.
More than I can afford.
You try Hawker's Circle. Might want to trade for this. With luck, you may find.
If this is from a collection, I'm also looking for the other pieces.
I make you a deal. I found out where to get Dragonfly jewelry. Then, you buy a piece, right? For special lady friend? You come back later.
I'll do that.
You take care, chasing the dragon. Handsome man like you has lady friend, of course.
All my girl cares about is food and love.
Oh, how romantic. What is this girl's name?
Maggie.
Maggie. Ah, Maggie, senor. It's perfect, is it not?
It's kind of ugly, but you talked me into it. You hear anything yet about that dragonfly jewelry, like what I showed you before?
No, senor. My friend, he's asking for me. If you come back later, maybe I know something more.
No, you didn't even leave yet.
See? I know.
Might I interest you in a snake, noble one?
Not today, thanks. You know anything about insects?
I regret that I do not, noble one, save that I feed them to my snakes.
You do what?
Artificial ones, of course. The safeguards in the design of my snakes would not allow them to swallow a real insect.
I assume that this insect is already extinct.
They all died after the war, yes.
So the fakes must be pretty expensive.
If bought in bulk, the price is acceptable. They do not need to eat them, of course, but the added realism is worth every penny. Have you ever seen such craftsmanship?
Right now, I'm more interested in the insect.
Perhaps you should ask the Peruvian woman next door. She's an expert on such things, and will cut a wonderful deal to friends.
I need to ask you...
Certainly the LPD must have better things to do than to question a humble merchant over and over again about the same things. Why aren't you out arresting criminals like that disreputable Bob fellow?
Bob?
He owns the armament shop up the street. He's insane, noble one, insane. He takes peculiar pleasure in agitating all the vendors around here. I cannot even go out for a Cisco without worrying whether Bob is going to sabotage my snakes.
Thanks for your time.
Bob.
Two minutes. That's how much time I give every stranger that wanders in here off the street.
Sell a lot of stuff that way?
I don't encourage browsers. What impresses me are people who know what they want and are not afraid to pay for it.
What's the most expensive thing you got in here?
Value is a relative notion. What's significant to you might be meaningless to me.
And vice versa.
Everything here is guaranteed. The finest, most authentic anyone can get.
Oh, it's in 2 minutes. Still short change.
McCoy, LPD. You got anything that's a match for these? I got a couple of questions for you, Captain.
First one's on the house. The rest you pay for. You want chit-chat, you hire a hooker. This ain't no social club. Nice bracelet, tough guy. Who's Maggie, your mommy?
She's a dog.
So is my wife, but I sure as hell don't brag about it.
Pour me one.
Just one?
One, but one good one. Pour me one.
Just one?
One, but one good one.
Apparently whatever I'm getting is free because my, Oh wait, no, it cost me 5. There we go.
McCoy, LPD.
Don't remember if there's anything I really need for in the game. Hope not, because I've been blowing it on everything I come across. Oh, Kingston Kitchen.
Step up. Mama Isabella cook you something special. Put a glow in your cheek.
McCoy, LPD. Mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Questions? They always need answers.
Very perceptive. Thank
You send a lot of deliveries over to Marcus Eisenduller at the Tyrell building?
Eisenduller. Oh, Eisenduller, yeah. Let me tell you, that man can't eat.
Send anything over lately?
No, sir. No deliveries to him no more. Not since last month. He be way behind on his bill.
Not for a month, eh?
At least. No more till him pay up.
You may have a little trouble collecting. He's dead. This guy work for you?
No, but I wish he do. He be one fine-looking man.
You sure? Never seen him before.
I'd remembered him for sure.
That stew's looking tasty.
Fix you right up. Only dirty chinion. It put a spring in your step, man. The ladies, they be loving you.
Why aren't you out arresting criminals like that disreputable Bob fellow?
Go find that disreputable Bob fellow. I think this is the back. Yep, there we go. Circle. Now, if I remember, Bob is one of the guys you can end up on. Did not realize he's that close to Animal Girl.
That a 45 blaster under your coat, or you just happy to be here?
You got good eyes.
They ought to be. They're the only organs of mine that survived the Phobos Wars intact.
Ray McCoy, Rep Detect.
Blade Runner, huh?
Jesus. Jesus.
Probably a good time to save it. Bob.
How come I never heard of you?
I just got assigned.
Yeah, I'm kind of buddies with Davy Holden. How's he doing?
Word is he's gonna be okay.
That skin job must have been pretty damn quick getting by Davy like that. He's the best in the business.
He'll be back on the job soon. You sell any off-world stuff? Like Ender rifles?
Nah, I ain't seen anything like that in years. Wish I had one, though. The Endo was a real workhorse. Good stopping power, decent rate of fire. You looking? Gonna cost you a bundle, I'm afraid.